All right, so welcome back, and now we have Illiterate Book Club's Unsolved Mysteries of Detective Pikachu. Well, Unsolved Mysteries. I have questions that
Okay.
I'm going to pose to our Pokemon master over here.
And I shall solve them
Yep.
with my
And so,
detective
just a
skills.
quick spoiler drop alert. Some of my questions may spoil some of the plot. So if you haven't watched Detective Pikachu and you care about that, stop this video now. You can look at our review video and then come back after you've seen this.
Right. Stop this video, like, comment,
Follow, subscribe,
subscribe.
tell all your friends.
Yes.
But
Share
anyway.
this. Okay, go ahead.
All right, let's get down to the questions.
Okay.
First, least spoilery thing. At some point, there is a whole range of mountains that just move.
Okay.
How does no one notice this sudden appearance of mountains that are, in fact, what kind of Pokemon is this? That's
Guardians or something. They were
terrariums.
New. Yeah,
or
yeah. They
something?
were new.
They were like these giant
generations.
tortoises with mountains on their backs.
Yeah, kind of looked like something from mythology.
But they were massive sized, and no one apparently noticed that this forest of mountains and trees just appeared.
So I'm supposed to solve this, right?
I mean,
Does
I'm
anybody
just posing it to
anybody
you.
know?
I'm
Does
just-
anybody have you checked on Oklahoma lately? Does anybody know what that looks like?
So you're saying like no one pays attention?
No one pays
No one pays attention.
no one's paying attention.
It's Illinois.
It's
No one
like
gives a-
it's out there.
Farmer
you
Joe
know?
just died under the weight of a Pokemon that suddenly appeared on his land. No one cares.
Our friends from Oklahoma, you completely agree with me.
Okay. All right. So we'll scratch that one
It's
out.
Oklahoma.
All
Okay.
right.
Number two.
All right. Number two, and this is
More spoilery.
more spoilery.
Okay.
So could Mewtwo always put people's minds in Pokemon's bodies? Has that like always been something he could do?
Well, he had Cher's ability in the first movie. So yeah, this was okay. Maybe that's part of your questions, but it felt like a semi-sequel.
A little bit. Okay. So that whole like melding of human and Pokemon consciousness.
I didn't know he could do that either. I just knew he could communicate from like the first movie.
Right.
And
Like
then
he's
remember he did that
telepathic.
like everybody
Right.
forgets or whatever it was. He like turned back time or
Okay.
however he did
All right.
it.
So and then this leads into the real question here
Okay.
of all right, spoiler.
Yep.
We're
past that.
Yeah, we're past that. So anyway, so if the voice of Detective Pikachu throughout the whole movie is really the dad of the main character, wouldn't he have recognized his dad's voice at some point during
Yeah.
the whole thing?
I mean, he's a really bad father.
Apparently,
Doesn't leave
this
voicemails.
he doesn't talk.
Yeah.
Doesn't leave voicemails. He apparently hasn't talked in years, and
Yeah.
he doesn't know the sound of his dad's voice.
I do think that was a pretty glaring plot hole. I mean, I know that they kind of pointed out and they went a roundabout way to say, oh, we haven't talked in years. I barely know the guy. They've done a few different times like that.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean,
but
could have just a really strained relationship
right.
to that point.
They try to point that out, but it also is kind of
Yeah.
like a glaring, hey, that shouldn't be there.
Right. And they do a good job of like, not showing who the father is
Right.
throughout the whole movie.
So those were your three big mysteries.
Oh no.
No, you got more.
That was
Okay.
I have one more.
Okay, one
and
more.
this is less of a mystery as more of just an observation.
Okay.
They have obviously burned alive Mr. Mime. They did a cutaway and Mr. Mime is now trapped in a burning invisible box of his own making. Like, this is a gruesome movie. I don't know if you want to take your kids to see this, because they do a cutaway just in time to not show Mr. Mime die. But he dies. They killed him. They are a couple vigilante murderers.
First off, he should have talked.
He did.
He literally made the box he died in.
That's right.
That's hilarious.
That's a mystery solved. I solved that one.
Yeah.
They need to arrest those two.
He's dead.
He's dead.
That was really
Gruesome.
That was a really great, awful part of the movie. Definitely one of the highlights.
Funniest, like leading up to it before the burning. At that moment,
yeah.
He drops the match.
Yeah.
They pulls away. Okay.
One thing back to kind of your last one before I cry. Do you think that kind of cuts off, like, because I know, like we were just talking about, it had a big budget. I don't. I think it was like 100 reported 150 million.
The voice
or something
being
like
the
that.
dad who gets pulled out of Pikachu.
That being Ryan Reynolds. Don't you feel like that kind of like negates some sequel opportunity to have the cute Pokemon that talks?
Maybe. I mean, there's always a way to like
They're gonna
reintroduce
Thanos snap him back
Yeah,
into
yeah.
it.
or just some other emergency situation
Right.
that comes about that makes it happen again. But honestly, I think if they're building up for anything, it's going to be a series of separate movies.
So kind of like
So a
like in the
Pokemon
same,
that's
like
that's
anthology films.
yeah, yeah.
basically.
So Pokemon, not Detective Pikachu. Pokemon
Right.
something else.
And I kind of felt like it was a semi sequel leading up to that. It was, I mean, like they definitely
Yeah.
had some little references. From the
And
old
that's
one
the
if you
great thing
watched it.
about some of these like anime and Japanese based franchises.
Mhm.
You know, Resident Evil had the same thing going with it, where there's all these stories that are within the same universe that aren't necessarily like
Yeah.
same timeline, same characters. You know, they're not causally linked. They don't have to be like, you don't have to know what happened in one to
Right.
enjoy and appreciate what happens in another.
I don't think anybody should enjoy Resident Evil. Just
Don't
kidding.
don't mess with me.
This is a soft spot.
Don't mess with me. I enjoy Resident. I don't care what anyone says about those movies.
You just
I will
think
love
she's
them
hot.
to the day
You
I'm
just
done.
think she's
Well,
hot.
that's not a problem either. But those are well done movies for what they are.
I mean,
No, no.
I've
I
enjoyed those
enjoy-
movies too,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it's like a bad B movie. It really is.
It's a well done bad B movie.
Okay, we're getting off subject.
Way off subject.
So
Detective Pikachu. We've kind of not solved the mysteries,
right.
but we have confirmed that Detective Pikachu and his pseudo son are mime murderers.
That's true. We're out of here.
Bye.